Welcome, dear viewers, to Couch Warrior TV on YouTube. I am the Couch Warrior, and you are watching The Passage, a Skyrim SE Let's Play, featuring Ettient Jorel, Hound of the Reach. Alright. So, yeah, I can't even check the time here. We've got too many enemies nearby. That's okay, though. They don't know we're here. So it is early morning, daylight is coming, so we have to be aware of that. So to play it safe here, given that we've got daylight now, we're not going to do a lot of sleuthing during the daytime near the Forsworn camps. What it does allow us to do, though, is we're going to do some exploration around this land feature itself, this massive area we're calling the plateau, and try to get the lay of the land, try to find as many approach points as we can up the side of the plateau, because we're going to have to operate here, I think, quite a bit. So looking for access points, I guess. This right here is a trail that comes directly off that ruin that we cleared of bandits yesterday or last night. And it provides some easy access to the river below, but might also be a decent jumping off point for excursions upward. I don't know. So I think for our purposes, we're just trying to see how easy it is to traverse the terrain. It's easier to climb when we've got rocks to climb on. Those slopes covered in dirt are really difficult to navigate. Yeah, the further we go around this way, the more we're being forced to descend, and we don't want to descend. We want to stay up as high as possible. Okay. But yeah, it's these kind of, I think of them as probably just being slippery, covered in moss and shifting dirt. So difficult to traverse. So you need to look for those spots where, you can climb and take advantage of those. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to get down here. We'll get down to this trail, and we'll spend a bit more time exploring the base of the plateau, getting familiar with the river valley. And there's this village people are calling Karthwasten. We haven't even explored there yet. There may be some amenities we could take advantage of there in that village. Not sure yet. Maybe there's people to trade with. Maybe there's access to tools. Who knows? We'll take a look at that eventually, but for now, we just need to get familiar with this space we're operating in. There are lots of interesting features here. So one of the things that I'm doing, obviously, we talked about this in the first episode, was slowly implementing mods over time, as opposed to starting with a huge blast of them. So we've got a few in the lineup right now. I'd say we've got a total of 5 or 6 mods in the lineup. One of the things that I've been looking at adding on is, and we've already discussed Frostfall at length. At this point, I will not be adding Frostfall just because I feel like from a Let's Play perspective, it can be a little bit disruptive. And what I mean by that is I think it's generally viewed by players to be immersive, and it is if you're playing just for yourself. But if you're doing what I'm doing and playing for not only yourself but an audience, the features of that mod, you know, slowing you down, killing you unexpectedly, all of these things happening, they can tend to take over a story and essentially hijack a story. And so that's kind of why when I'm doing a Let's Play, I stay away from that mod in particular, but I am thinking about implementing iNeed, which could be interesting. It places some importance. The thing I like the most about it is the importance that it places on gathering water, drinking water. I mean, we specifically picked a camping spot we thought would be good because of its access to fresh water. So I think what I'd be looking to do is make that a bit more relevant. All right. So this is a good secret path we could use to ascend to the bridge and the roadway. This doesn't look very climbable. It could be. You just need a spot to make that initial jump. So, yeah, it's just that first jump is going to be really hard. If I start it from on top of that rock, there we go. Yeah. Tough. Very tough. There's probably better places to ascend. There we go. Nope. Not having it. How about here? There we go. Nowhere to go from here. Alright, let's go inspect the road here. Nobody coming that direction. Oh, we've got a big structure here. Structure means people. If we're going to be anywhere near people, we want to make sure that we have the advantages. So I'm thinking this is probably not a good option for us. See anybody? Wait, there. Somebody's patrolling the road. This is exposed, which we don't really want to be. Can't get up there either. All right. Around here. Okay, this is a little bit better. For observation. Behind this rock here. That would be a good overwatch point. Okay, let's take a look. We don't want to run into any unnecessary trouble, and I'm thinking getting up the back of that bluff is the way to go. We've got a fox down there who might be able to run interference for us on any predators or stuff happening here. So let's follow him. Oh, he's going down that way. We're on our own. There's a cairn. Trail marker. Saber cat. I want to avoid that beast. Let's get our survival instincts into effect here. I think the best way to avoid the saber cat here is to ascend, so that's what we're going to do. I think we picked the right spot. So from a roleplay perspective, Ettient is thinking an awful lot about what his approach should be to Markarth. He's being cautious. He's not returning immediately. He's taking time to think about the situation first before he commits to a strategy. But more and more I'm coming to the conclusion that what we are going to have to do is find a way to sneak back into Markarth and stay there just long enough to deliver our message to Eltares, who right now seems to be our only third-party contact with the Thalmor. Okay, look at this. There could be some opportunities here. Yes, look at it. It's nestled right into the side of the plateau. Alright. It's definitely Forsworn occupied. You can see that now. Alright. This is good. Alright, let's explore down the back of this a little bit. Figure out where the approaches are. We know how we got up here. We want to see how others might get up here. Make sure that we are covering our flanks because we are completely self-reliant. We don't have comrades to cover our flanks. We have to do it ourselves. Okay, getting our bearings. Look at this. Okay, we know where we are now. We recognize this area. Right down there is where we camped our first night. There's the deserted campsite where we stole our first batch of gear, and the bridge leading to Dragon Bridge, which is going to be behind that ridge. It doesn't look like there are any approaches that we have to worry about necessarily here. Possibly that, but it's pretty steep. All right, this is it. This is where we are going to set up our first remote campsite. And I like it because I think that series of towers there are big enough that they probably represent a fairly sizable and important headquarters for the Forsworn. Okay, let's mess around here a little bit. We're working on our placement. I'd like to get our structure back into the trees here a bit more. There we go. We'll just call that good enough. Maybe. Okay, that'll do nicely. Alright, we've got a remote spot where we can kind of hang out, make our observations. We've got one there. We've got one in the upper level. We've already seen one patrolling the road below. There's a fourth. Alright, we've got 4 sentries. 4 sentries working the outside of that tower. One of them is using a grindstone, which means there's at least the possibility, perhaps, of some more advanced smithing gear, equipment inside that tower. If I were planning a strategy to attack this place, there's a couple of ways a person could go. You could start by cover of darkness, taking out these guards from the top down. Start with the top one and work your way down. Or take the top one, since that person is solo, and take the bottom one, because that person is solo, which might leave the two in the middle there on the same level, unaware that the others are gone. The other option would be to come down this way in the dark, quietly cross the road, and try to make our way up the bluff high enough that we could drop in from the top and fight our way down to the base of the tower. That would be another way to do it. I like that option because there's much less chance of somebody from the outside escaping our arrows and going inside to warn the others. So that is probably preferable. Therefore, that is what we are going to do. So, for now, we've done our work. And it is time, I think, to get something to eat here and a little bit of rest, because we are going to operate at night. So, cooked porker loaf, swig of mead, apple. That's pretty good for now. So, let's get a little rest. All right, so 1:30 p.m. Let's wait, say, about 9 hours. Plenty of rest. And also, we won't probably be sleeping that whole time, you wouldn't think. Oh, our camping perk is increased. That's good. we go. All right. Now, before we leave, let's consider whether or not there's anything that we're carrying that is unnecessary. Our civvy clothes we probably don't need. But they don't, I mean, they're not super heavy. I'm just going to keep it all for now. I'm reluctant to drop stuff. I don't like dropping stuff without having containers to drop it in. So all right, this is the plan. We're going to go with plan 2, which is going to have us descending down here, up across the road, and we're going to try to ascend the bluff up this direction and get into a position somewhere up in here where we can attack from above. That is the plan. That looks like an easy way to go up, but it seems awfully close. I think what I want to do is get right around that edge and see if we can't get up that way. Now what I'm wondering is if, I mean, at this point we've only come about a third of the way around the base of the bluff. And it looks to me like there might be some opportunities here to ascend all the way to the top of the plateau as well. So we're definitely doing our ranger job, which is to get to know the space we're working in. Can I get higher here? Maybe. One thing in this playthrough you're going to see a lot of, obviously, is rock hopping. So if you don't like rock hopping, well, I don't know what to tell you. It's just the nature of the play type is, you know, we're looking to penetrate some kind of difficult areas, and we're doing it in roundabout ways, which means that we just have to experiment with, you know, how we can get into some of these places. All right. Here's the edge of the tower right there. I don't really know what's around this corner. We're going to have to try. Hopefully there's something that we can... There we go. There's a little landing. Another one right here. All right. This is good. I think we're where we need to be here. Generally, when I see trees, I feel reasonably confident that there's a place I can climb to. And sometimes the old zigzag pattern gets it done, exploring either direction to see if you can get a little bit higher and then come back. Sometimes that works. Okay, if I can't make it up this lip, there might be some difficulty. get up any further in here. Okay, this might be the height I need, though, to get up over that spot. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Little zigzagging back and forth. Okay. This is our spot right here. Orcish arrows. Stamina poison. I think we're going to go poison free on this. If I had a health poison, I would probably do some health damage, but I don't. Alright, here we go. So, since I'm above, I can compensate for the arrow dropping. See that? Let's try it again. Let's move more forward. That is ultimately aggravating. Ultimately aggravating. Come on, get up there, get up there, get up there, get up there, get up there. So we're going to try another spot. Come on. Okay. Because you can see it was going into kill cam mode. Frustrating. And then it hits some invisible barrier that just drives me freaking crazy. And again. And we've wasted 3 of our best arrows. Okay, how about further down? There we go. She dropped her bow over the side. I'm a little concerned about that. I don't know if there's any chance we could recover any arrows. I just don't think I'm going to be able to see them in the dark here. Because they came flying down here. Somewhere. There's one of them. Anyway, that's a frustrating thing. It's an example of an occasion where the game has the opportunity to reward the player and completely F's it up. Drives me nuts. Okay, we almost gave ourselves away there. Okay. And here. We're going to plant an arrow. Stay well back from that edge. Here we go. Attacking from the top down, friends. Take some action here. Let's resist fire, regeneration. That'll help over the long term, and then goose things a little bit here.
First you, then all of you.
No. I wanted to store 1 arrow, as per usual. Okay. Okay, we're good. Human flesh. Okay. So Ettient is just thinking about his strategy, and one of his strategies is he needs to conceal his presence for as long as he possibly can. So things need to be going wrong for the Forsworn, but they have to not understand, or they need to misinterpret why they're going wrong. And one of the things that's starting to take shape for him right now is this idea that there may be warring factions inside the Forsworn. There may be the Forsworn who are focused on the idea of martial or military techniques to take what they want, and another faction who may be exploring this idea of dark magic and the stuff that we've seen going on with the Hag Ravens as a way of winning the war. Elven gauntlets. Might be interested in those. Heard somebody on the stairs. So what we're looking to do now is we're looking for ways to stir up dissent among the enemy. Feed that conflict. Okay. Running out of orcish arrows. See that person right there, now descending. Sit tight and listen. I think it was clean. Okay. We snap off our orcish arrow if we can't retrieve it, and replace it with a Forsworn one is what we're doing there. Tried to jump, but it didn't work. For some reason, my jump button didn't do anything, so didn't want to spring that trap, but I did. Carrots is one thing we don't have a lot of. Potatoes keep. Easy to make just with simple boiling. Garlic could be good. Take the smaller cheese wheels. listen. Hear nothing. Okay. Okay, we've got some enemies here. There's one down there. And one walking above. What we're going to do, we're going to fall back into the dark. And we are going to try and take the one above. Now it's obvious they don't have direct access to the location where we're hiding right now. So if they should pursue us, there's plenty of time for us to be gone by the time they get here. So what we do is take the one above and try and draw the one below up to investigate. And then take that one as well. We gotta be patient. Ettient is a patient man. Missed the first one, but the second one counted like crazy. Just listen. All's quiet. All right. Ooh, that was close. Gonna come back. She's behaving like she's on patrol, so Ettient is gonna maybe see if he can catch her in the doorway. That would be one way to do it. This one we are going to poison. Stamina poison. Since she could very likely be one of those wicked dual wielders we've encountered so many times. Oh, stop, come back. That was too fast.
Mine's playing tricks on me. What
Damn. Alright, got the job done. Didn't take advantage of our poison. That's okay. side. All right, let's have a look. Take some mead. That's the way we were looking through before, so... Loot. Let's do this. I'm going to take these robes, because we can break them down. Oops. Imperial steel gauntlets. That is useful. Mirror. Excellent. So we talked a little bit about my plans for Etienne's combat style. Might be helpful to also just mention... Okay, I don't need any more apples. That... I'll take the bread, though. As far as enchanting goes, I'm thinking right now on enchanting that he's not going to do enchanting. In other words, he's not going to disenchant things, and he's not going to enchant things. What he will do is use any enchanted items that he finds. So if we find something useful, we will definitely equip it and use it, in terms of things like rings and necklaces and stuff like that primarily. But he won't enchant things himself. We will, however, at some point, take advantage of arcane blacksmith. So we will definitely be smithing and learning how to smith items that are enchanted. So when we find soul gems and when we find magical armor and items that we can't use, we'll be selling them. And we are going to focus on supplementing our damage and stuff like that using alchemy and by smithing things up to make them more deadly. Enhancing our gear through smithing. Okay, here's our handiwork. Taking the orcish arrow. Planting the Forsworn arrow. See, now observe. A lot of the Forsworn have this face paint. And one of the things that strikes me is that Elteres, our contact, was dressed as a normal civilian in a populated area but had similar face paint on. And I'm not sure what that means. Does that mean he's a double agent? Or does it mean something else? So at this point, that's another thing we're thinking about. What is his status? Friend, foe, double agent, whatever it is. Got plenty of apples. A statue of Dibella. Huh. Would there be a reason to take that? It looks like it's hidden, doesn't it? I don't think there's a reason to take it, but let's note that it was here. Take that orcish arrow. We don't want to leave that evidence behind. think it's a strong likelihood here that we've reached the base. We've still got 3 guards on the outside of the tower. We dealt with the one at the top and worked our way down again, but we've sort of, once again, effectively isolated whoever is at the top of the tower from all of their forces below, which is a great thing to my mind. Alright. So we are going to explore what's going on at the top here. Waiting that trap. We'll leave it as we found it, except with a few bodies. Well, I hope you all are doing well. I am doing fine. I'm glad you've chosen to watch this series. I really don't know how far it's going to go. As I've said before, I've got a lot of stories that I'm doing and I want to continue to do. So if that means the pace of this one has to slow down, that's fine. My intent with the quick pace to start with... Ooh, soup. My intent with a quick pace to start with was just to try to put some stuff out there to kind of celebrate the release of Special Edition, which I think we did in fine style. There was a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff among people I know, friends who were really working heavily on Special Edition content. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are going to call it right here. I want to thank you for watching this episode of The Passage, and I will see you next time.